lots of Poshmark closet mistakes out there. Typically, when I'm shopping or when I'm doing things in the app, I just randomly see things and I'm like, oh my God, giant Poshmark closet mistake. Also, I see it when I'm doing Poshmark closet reviews or coaching calls with people like you that want some extra one-on-one custom help. And so we go through things and I see a lot of these mistakes that way too. So I come across a lot of them. And so I did a video a long time ago. I think it's like the featured video on my channel. I did a video a long time ago sharing, I think, 5 of them. I have some more for you today. So I definitely want you to stay tuned if you think that you might be making some of these Poshmark closet mistakes. Let's go ahead and dive in. Download your free reseller resource guide today. I constantly update and share with you discounts, favorites, tools, and resources to help you with your reselling business. After the video, click the link in the description and get your totally free guide today. So the old video that I had, I'm just going to do a quick recap. I'd love for you to go watch it because it has good information, but you may have watched it a long time ago. So I'm just going to do a quick recap of the ones in the old video, and then I'm going to give you a bunch of new ones that are different. So the old video says that your cover shot is wonky, it's no good, it doesn't look good, and so you need to fix your cover shot. The second one is that your photos or description is good, but not both. So you have good photos and a bad description, or you have a good description and bad photos, but you don't have both of them, and you should have both. The third one is that you have no measurements. The fourth one is that your pricing is bananas. And then the fifth one is that you have no buyer confidence line, which I talk about all the time. So if you want more information on those 5 things, go watch the old video, Poshmark Closet Mistakes. Now, these are new ones. How many do I have? I don't know, like 5 or 6. So, new ones, not sharing enough. This is a big Poshmark closet mistake. I see it when I'm buying, I see it when I'm doing closet reviews, and I see it when I'm doing coaching calls. You're just not sharing enough. I have done videos on this. I have shared my complete schedule. I've shared all my Posher VA settings, and I think you need a bot like Posher VA to do your sharing for you so that I can do more than you ever could, and it's so that you don't have to. So there's many benefits to Posher VA. I'm not going to get into all of them now, but I think the number one closet mistake that I'm seeing now is that you're just not sharing enough times in the day, and so your listings aren't getting seen, or they're not in the top of the search, so you're just not visible to buyers. And so if you want to get Posher VA to help you with that, which I highly recommend, use my code Rebecca the Reseller to get 20% off. The next Poshmark closet mistake is not standard or nonsensical condition description. What does that mean? So in my listings, for all of my listings, it will say excellent pre-owned condition with no flaws. If it's a pre-owned item, of course, because I'm not listing things that aren't in excellent pre-owned condition. I'm not listing all kinds of flawed items. Every once in a while, I'll have one and then it will say something different. But for all of the ones that have no flaws, it's excellent, pre-owned condition with no flaws. So this is standard across all of my listings. So it's a copy and paste, easy to put in. It's standard, so if buyers are looking at different items, they can kind of get a feel that this is excellent. It's not, sometimes you say good, sometimes you say great, sometimes you say best condition, sometimes you say pre-owned, sometimes you say pre-loved. It gets buyers confused, especially if they're looking at multiple items in your closet. They don't really know then what is the baseline. What can I compare this to? What's great? I've seen people tell me it's in great condition and then I get the thing and it's terrible. What's great? What's good? Is good better than great? There's been lots of other words that I've seen out there. So I find that saying it's an excellent, while still excellent to me could mean not excellent to someone else, at least it puts me out there saying, I believe this is an excellent condition. Not just great, not just good, not just pre-loved, but it is excellent. It is pre-owned, so I'm being honest about that, but I believe it's in excellent condition. Then I'm also saying with no flaws. And that way, if they find a flaw, they can go to Poshmark and say, she said no flaws, here's the flaw, return. And if that's what they need to do, then that's fine. I don't love that, but it gives them confidence in that I said there's no flaws. So if there is a flaw, they can return it. And that gives them peace of mind that they're not going to get burned, because many people have had a bad Poshmark experience in the past. Hello, I have had many bad experiences buying on Poshmark in the past. And so you want to show people that they can buy from you and that you are going to deliver what they are hoping for. And so by being honest and accurate and having something that makes sense in your listing with regard to condition description, I think that is important. So that's a big mistake that I see out there. The next one is stupid items not worth your time, not worth anybody's time. So I see this often, and I think that we all get started somewhere. I'm not making judgments, but there are times when you need to say, does this make sense? Is someone going to really be searching for this and buying this? Just because my friend gave me a garbage bag full of clothes doesn't mean I have to list every random top that she happened to get from the Bahamas that says Bahamas established whatever. Like, nobody's gonna buy that shirt. Maybe somebody's gonna buy that shirt someday, but they're certainly not gonna buy it quickly, and they're not gonna buy it for a lot of money. So I feel like this line is different for everyone, but we should all be asking ourselves, especially if you consider yourself a part-time or full-time seller that wants to make reliable money on Poshmark, should you be wasting your time with this item? Does this item belong in my closet? Or am I just going to pay for it or not, prep it or not, photograph it, list it, share it all the time, send offers on it, do all the things? And how much money am I possibly going to make on this item when I could use that time and effort to do a different item that would make me more money, that is desirable and that someone is searching for? So I think we need to be really ruthless about, is this just a stupid item and I really shouldn't be selling it? That's Poshmark mistake number 3, I think. I want to make you aware of the hottest, the best deal I have ever offered in my Rebecca the Reseller Academy. To find it, all you have to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom and you will find this right here. Hot deal, best value, all courses and digital downloads for life. This is it, friends. This is as good as it's going to get. I'm giving you everything I have in my academy, all the digital downloads, all the courses for just $20. The best part is if I create a new digital download going forward, you will get it absolutely free. This is the time to lock in the best deal I have ever offered. All you have to do is go to Rebecca the Reseller Academy, scroll down to Hot Deal, and purchase it for $20. If you're wondering what comes in this, it's everything. So you're going to get all of my courses, and you're also going to get all of the digital downloads that I've created, including my keywords list, my listing forms, my Poshmark closet signs. Everything that I have created and everything that I ever will create will be yours for literally $20. So number 4, not sending progressive and aggressive offers. I have an entire video about my new and improved offer to liker strategy, utilizing the waterfall strategy, and the offers are progressive and aggressive. This is the way, in my opinion, to make sales on Poshmark. And I have dialed in this system over the years, and it works like magic now. There is nothing else I need to do to this system. It is good. It is good, and I put, very little effort into my reselling these days. Very little effort. And I took all summer off, and I still made buckets of money. And it is because the system is so dialed in, and it is such a good system. And it just allows for me to sell to as many buyers in as many different buying behaviors as they have. So having these progressive and aggressive offers really is like your little mini sales force out there working for you all the time. So progressive means they get bigger each time, and aggressive means they're decent sized discounts. So, 5, 10, and 15, probably not aggressive, but it is progressive because it keeps getting bigger. Mine is 20, 30, 40, 50, and sometimes when I'm feeling very frisky, 60. Not on all items, just on certain ones. So having progressive and aggressive offers, I believe, is very important. And if you're not doing it, I think it's a closet mistake for sure. And the next one is missing out on obvious keywords. I'm going to just never stop beating the keyword drum. It is that important. And When I stop seeing the mistakes out there, I guess I'll stop talking about it. But since every day that I'm in the app, I see items without obvious keywords, I'm like, bleh. So, and again, every random item on Poshmark, I see it, but obviously I'm not gonna do anything about it. It's more when I care, it's you guys, right? Like you guys that watch my content and you're asking me questions, or you're buying a closet review from me, or you're setting up a coaching call with me, or you're telling me stuff or whatever. Like you're saying, I'm having trouble with my sales. I'm not getting enough sales. I want to make more money. What's wrong? What's happening here? And I'm saying, you're missing out on 10 obvious keywords on this listing alone. So chances are you're missing out on 5 to 10 obvious keywords on all the rest of your listings. Let's get it together. You don't know what you don't know in the beginning, so I get that. But some of you have been doing this a little while. I am talking to you. You've been doing this a little while, and I don't know if it's lazy in that you just don't have the time to put them in at the time of listing, and I've been guilty of that. Like I get that. Sometimes you just want to get the listing up, even though it's not your best work. Okay. But you could always go back and put them in later when you do have a few minutes. That works every time. But I think it's more of a lack of knowledge, and you're not trying to get better at it. Like you have the balls to say, I'm going to go get this item out of a bin that somebody didn't want. I'm going to list it, and I want you to buy it, and I want you to pay me $35 for it. But I'm not going to like try my best to like know how to sell it. No, that would be ridiculous. Like this is not magic. This is work. This is a job. This is a profession. You are a reseller, for goodness sake. So you need to do the things that resellers do. Resellers need to know, what's a racerback and how to spell it. Resellers need to know what classifies as high-waisted. Resellers need to know what makes something cropped or not. Resellers need to know like what the silhouette of a dress is. Is it a shift dress or a sheath dress or a this or a that? Like you got to know these things, and then you need to put them in your listing. And then on top of it, you need to add the obvious stuff like, the color, the fabric type, the sleeve length, the neckline type, whatever kind of neckline. Like these are important information that people will search for, looking for a specific thing on the interwebs. And if you don't put it, they're not going to find you. You're not going to sell your thing. And if you're not going to sell your thing, that means you basically did all that work for nothing. So you dug it out of a bin, dragged it home, paid for it, prepped it, listed it, did all the things, and then you're not selling it because you forgot to put some keywords. Or maybe you didn't forget, you purposely didn't put the keywords because you don't know them. You have to know them. Come on. So anyway, keywords are important. Beating the drum. I should get a little drum and go ding, ding, ding. Like beating the drum on keywords. This is so important. This helps you get pulled into a search. What's the point of listing the item if you're not pulled into the search? Otherwise, you're never going to be in the running to be bought. So we need to work on our keyword knowledge. Now, if you need help with that, I've done ridiculous amounts of videos on keywords. I've done Instagram posts on keywords. I've done crazy keywords videos to like find out what buyers are searching for. I've done a lot of information on it that you can watch for free. I also have my keywords list and my sales phrases guide. Those are digital downloads. You could get those individually, or you could get them in part of the best value bundle, which is only $20, and that's all my courses and all my digital downloads for forever. So you could just pay $20 and get the whole thing and educate yourself on these keywords. Use the list as a guide so that when you're listing, you can just go down the line and be like, does this item have any of these things? Oh, split neck. Yep. Oh, tassel. Oh, boho. Okay. Yes. It has all of these things. Perfect. Let me add all those keywords in. And it's magic. Like it's actually internet magic to sell things. So those are all of the Poshmark closet mistakes that I'm seeing these days that I think were really crucial to talk about, so that you can see if you're making any of these mistakes and go ahead and rectify them and, get your closet in tip-top shape so you can make more sales and make more money. I wish that and nothing but the best for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Posher VA is a tax-deductible business investment that pays for itself many times over each month. It increases Poshmark sales because it shares and sends offers more than I ever could manually. It handles all my shares, automatic offer to likers, bulk offers, and it can do price drops and relists. When my coaching clients add Posher VA, it makes more sales basically immediately. The best part is that you get your time back. More time with family, thrifting, whatever. Get 20% off with code Rebecca the Reseller and the link below.